The importance of asset auditing. I find that a lot of contracts don't do anything with their asset list for 5 to 7 years. So when it changes hands, that's the first time anybody's actually looked at it and gone, hang on a minute, it's out of date. The reality is here, you've got statutory mandatory compliance as well as asset change going on. So the maintenance regimes can be out, the equipment can be out. I've had asset lists before where there's fan core units listed down, yet there isn't one in any building anymore because the whole building's been refurbished and the equipment replaced. Has the maintenance still been getting done? No logs of it. The paperwork trail isn't right, which means the F-gas register isn't right because you're supposed to show all your changes in your gas, and obviously you do, or in many cases they don't. So the importance of auditing is not a 5 to 7 year process. I personally recommend it once a year. But I would also say, if you're not sure about your assets, it is worth sending it to somebody like myself to take a look at your list, even if it's just to analyse what you've got on your asset list, to say, well, hang on a minute, where are your fire dampers? Do you have any in the building? And you may go and confirm with your engineers. They'll turn around and say, yes, we have got fire dampers. And then you go, okay, well, where's the documentation to say they've been getting maintained? And then this is where you get into the thing where people go, oh, well, we don't do it because it's not on the asset list. Yes, you do. Legally, you have to. And this happens quite a lot. So the importance here is not just to carry out what's on the asset list, be aware what isn't on the asset list and get it added if it's important. If you find things like your fire doors aren't on the asset list, the way people are driving forward now to actually add the fire doors as a compliance thing, where they may even end up with an individual tick sheet to say, I've checked the fire strip, I've checked the mechanism, I've checked the gap, etc. It could become part of compliance whether you like it or not. So adding your fire doors and being able to identify them is an important aspect that will start to become more and more important as time goes on. So there's a lot of stuff there that people often overlook. Don't assume because you moved into an FM office and this asset list is already up and running that it's correct. Most of the time it is not. The reason that there's failures on asset lists is often down to the fact that people do not update them. People do not manage change properly. And as such, auditing them, as I'm saying, if you're not sure whether it's right or wrong, we can audit it. We can look at it. And we can do it remotely, where you send the documentation. I analyse it and will request, do you have this, this and this? Because I know it's missing off the asset list. But at the same time, if you turn around and go, well, these pieces of equipment are coming up to life expectancy, have they been changed? Because that's another key element, is looking for those changes. And that's a cheap starting point before moving into a full-blown asset survey, is auditing your existing asset data to see, do you need a full audit? Do you need a full survey, or do you need to just look at what you've got and confirm that what you have is correct?